So there are two types of events. There's an event where you would look at it and see this event unfold. Let me give you an example. You watch someone reach for a doorknob, and that event indicator, what does that event indicate to you is going to happen next after you see someone reach for a doorknob? What do you think is going to happen?
They'll probably open the door.
Very good. That's an indicator that the event is going to happen, right? Someone moves their foot from the brake and moves it over to the gas pedal. What does that event indicate might happen next?
Acceleration.
Exactly. So we see thousands of these event indicators all day long. However, when we see an event indicator that makes the hair on your neck stand up and get your attention, like you had mentioned earlier, now that is what can be considered a potential threat. So that might be a threat indicator. If you are continuing to pay further attention to it and you observe that it is an anomaly, or what we call above or below the baseline, which we'll cover a little later, then that may indicate that that potential threat is an actual threat. And you have to make the decision, is it an actionable item? If it is an actionable item, then you have to take appropriate action. If it is not an actionable item, it gets dismissed and you're done with it. It's just as simple as that.
And the number one action that a concealed carrier, that a civilian should take if they see something that they're not involved in escalating, their number one solution is to leave.
Again, there are three. We can go further into the bunny hole on this one. So there are, you have three options. You can avoid a situation, you can mitigate its impact, make it less on you, or you can defend against it. The further you go from left to right, avoid, mitigate, defend, the closer you must move into your hard skills. The further you stay to the left of it, the better you are in the world of soft skills. So hence you get the term left of bang. I'm sure you've read the book, Jason Riley, etc. Great book, by the way, if you haven't read it. So you want to stay left of bang. Bang is the actual event. That's the guy pulling the knife out or the gun going off, where that's the term bang. So you have no other option at bang than to react. And if you're using reactive measures, of course, that's your hard skills, which you incur potential for injury because you're using your body. If you can stay to the left of that, i.e. mitigation and or avoidance, especially avoidance, you remain in the soft skills, and you can remain away from potential injury or harm, not only to yourself, but to your protectees, those people who are with you.
Right. And just for clarification, when he talks about protectees, he's talking about your loved ones. He mentioned this to me earlier. As moms and dads, we have people in our lives that we protect, or just people around us. You talked about real estate agents too. I mean, that's a profession that can be potentially dangerous sometimes. And I do think those skills are very, very needed in that profession particularly, don't you think?
Right. Absolutely. So imagine having, okay, I'll give you some real world. So, you might have to go overseas and whatever it is, you're a traveling person and maybe you're on vacation or something like that. Well, you can't carry a carbine, can't carry a pistol, you're overseas. In most countries, you can't even carry a knife. So I offer a training program, which is called Improvised Weapons, which can teach you how to use your scarf, a t-shirt, your purse strap, anything like that as a defensive weapon of opportunity. But if you're going to those kinds of places, would it not be beneficial to have the skills of a highly trained, experienced, professional protective agent to be able to see, recognize potential threats, determine whether or not it's an actionable item, and to be able to avoid, mitigate, or defend against that threat without needing to go to hard skills? It's a good thing to have. Better to have and not need than to need and not have.